Hi, look where I am. You might have no idea where I am actually. This might be your first time watching my channel. If so, then I'm at Music Store Professional in Cologne, Germany, and the people at this store are occasionally kind enough to let me borrow their YouTube studio, which looks a lot nicer than what I have at home, and they let me film videos here, even videos very critical of products that they're actually trying to, get rid of, so thank you. And today's video is about these, and now I might, as of recording this at least, be the first hands-on reviewer who is like not biased, as in not Lee Anderton, with one of these actually in hand and reviewing it. And I don't know when this is going to go up because I'm going to have a busy day today and tomorrow kind of. I'm hoping to get this out by tomorrow night though. This is the all new, just released like yesterday, Fender Tom DeLonge Starcaster. You might know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, that I'm not afraid to criticize things that I like, but I like Fender very much. Up until like a week and a half ago, a piece of like permanent set decor in my studio were just two big Fender signs. I've gotten rid of those by now, just because it doesn't really make sense anymore with how much I've been criticizing the company. But I like Fender, and I've had a great many Fenders throughout my playing journey, and sold a lot of them again, but none of them have ever been anything like fresh off the press factory guitar related. Usually what I go for in a Fender is like 70s, 80s Japan stuff, because that's absolutely unparalleled in quality, especially just by the stuff that comes out of regular, even USA factories today. This here enticed me. A, because it's not just another rehashed thing. I mean, sure, technically it is. This has existed before. It's just a Starcaster, and also it's an old signature model of Tom DeLonge's. But it's not just a Strat. It's not just something that's been around since the 60s and been redone ever since. This is actually a guitar that I was excited about when I found out it was being announced. So I'm going to run you through the specs, I'm going to run you through some sounds. I'd also like to mention, just because I'm in a music store doesn't mean I'm sponsored by anybody. I say whatever the fuck I want. You can watch my video on the Fender Tone Master Pro, which was filmed in this exact room, to just prove that. I don't let those things influence me. So let's kick it off with the body. This body is like laminated maple, as is the top. And by the way, these come in 4 colors, and I have 2 on hand right now that haven't sold yet. I think these are the only 2 available in this store that haven't immediately sold out. What do I call this? Is this green? Is this turquoise? I don't know. It's this color. And this lovely little shell pink, which is my absolute favorite. It also comes in like, I think, white and black. I don't know if it was black. But that sounds boring as hell. Maple bodies, roasted maple necks on all the models. I do like the color accents on both of these, and like on all of the models. Like, they don't just put the same hardware and the same color binding on all of these. They actually, this one has white binding and white, at least a white knob and chrome hardware. And this one has all black hardware, black binding, a black knob, and that just kind of gives them that little bit of a special feel as well, and doesn't make them seem as cookie cutter as, I mean, they still are. Fender in-house locking tuners, which is nice to see. I do like to see locking tuners on a Fender. Fender doesn't do that all too often, even though they make these and they have these at their disposal. But when they do, it's a really nice thing to see, because even though it doesn't do anything for your tuning stability, and if you think that, you're an idiot, it just makes restringing so much easier. I put locking tuners on every mod project nowadays just because I like the ease of restringing. It's got a tune-o-matic bridge with a stop tail, not like a string-through situation, 1 single volume knob, 1 Seymour Duncan, what was it, SH5 pickup or something. It's semi-hollow, it's just got that center block, and yeah, the bolt-on obviously because it's a Fender. I mentioned that it's a Tom DeLonge signature already. It's got a synthetic bone nut, according to the product description. I'm not exactly sure what synthetic bone means. It just kind of just sounds like a fancier way to say plastic. The big CBS kind of headstock, which I love. I love that on any Fender, especially kind of looks cool on this one. 22 medium jumbo frets. A bunch of artwork on the back of the headstock and the back of on the neck plate. Balloons. The first time I was here, I didn't have any balloons, and they surprised me by actually having some in the back room somewhere. I came prepared this time with a bag of 50, just in case. You know how this works. We take the thing, we rub the frets, and we see if, well, we don't see anything really. We see if I live in a humid environment or not, because that's what wood is it just contracts or expands based on humidity. So really this has nothing to do with build quality, but you like it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. Like the video in exchange for a balloon test trade offer. Also, while I'm doing it, just go ahead and subscribe. What do you have to lose? Just do it. From an outsider's perspective, this must be really strange, because I've just come into a big giant music store to rub balloons on their products. Kobe. Didn't pop, nothing happened, balloon intact, because fret's good. So I recorded a few different, like, sound samples with a few different tones, which I think that's a Kemper back there that's just plugged straight into an interface. So it's just a couple of Kemper presets, one clean, one crunch, one very high gain. Take a gander. So I'd say that sounds pretty good, but also it sounds like a guitar with a Seymour Duncan in it. That's not really what I'm after with it. Like, tone demos is never what I'm after. I give them to you anyway, because that's kind of just a standard part of these videos. But tone demos is not what I'm after, because I can't convey that to you at all accurately. Like, the tone demo sounded like whatever you're listening to it through. If you're listening on a Samsung smart fridge, that's what it sounded like. And it sounds like the Kemper rig that's going on over there. But it's a good Seymour Duncan pickup. It's not cheap garbage, so it's gonna sound decent. Playability is what I'm after here. And that's where I was very pleasantly surprised. Because it's not like I was expecting trash. I'm not saying Fender is bad or anything, but I was expecting a much chunkier neck for some reason. And I'm not a big chunky neck guy, that's why I don't like Les Pauls. That's one of the main things that annoys me about the Iceman, even though that's one of my favorite guitars in the world. So I was very pleasantly surprised that this just kind of had a Strat neck on it. I have to admit, I've never played a Starcaster before, or maybe like once, so I didn't know what to expect, but this is very, very, very nice to play. It's glossy on the back. That's not my favorite thing in the world, because glossy necks kind of make your hands sticky a little bit. If you sweat while playing, they just kind of stick, they attract fingerprints. It doesn't bother me as much as on like an ESP with those very glossy, like black necks or anything. So it's possible. Let's talk price. These go for around 1,000 to like 1,100 euro, that's about the same in US dollars, I think. It's difficult, it's difficult. It's made in Indonesia. That means nothing to me, because if it's a good guitar, I don't give a shit whether it's made in Yugoslavia or fucking here. It does not matter. It is an Indonesian-made guitar. It does cost $1,000. That's sort of become the standard these days. But honestly, if I was in the market for a guitar like this, which I'm not, I very, very thoroughly enjoyed playing it for the couple of minutes that I did, but I'm not in the market for A, another Fender, B, a semi-hollow guitar, or C, a Tom DeLonge signature model. I don't know, like, it just ticks 3 boxes of what I don't actually need in my life. But this is a very pleasant guitar, and if I was in the market for those things, I think this is the guitar that I would go for, because quality-wise, I was also, again, very pleasantly surprised by these, because Fenders these days, they're not up to standard of what Fender used to be, and that's kind of what I say a lot on this channel, and I suppose that's why Fender never emails me back. Because for what you're paying for this thing, you get like exactly the quality that I'd expect. It's not like a couple of other brands. I'm not going to mention any brand names, because so I don't want this to seem like an ad, but there are affordable guitar companies that perhaps offer very, very good value for money, and so you might be able to get a 500 or 600 euro guitar that is as good as, if not better than this. But with this, you sort of do pay a premium for A, the Fender name, and B, the Tom DeLonge name. That's kind of the issue with signature guitars as well, is you don't just pay that brand premium, you do also just pay to have someone's name on it. And I feel like if this was a Squier without Tom DeLonge's name on it, they could charge like 600 and then it'd be amazing. For $1,000, it's good. It's a good deal. I applaud Fender for making something that I can like pick up and not go, whoa, this really sucks for the money. I would be able to go more in depth on it if I actually had one and was able to spend up to a week with it, because that's what I do with my reviews, is I don't review anything ever unless I've spent at least a week with it. And that's why I don't do a lot of new releases, because there won't be new releases anymore by the time that I actually get to form an educated opinion on them. But this is good. This is the first time, no, this is the second time that I'm here in this room actually speaking positively about anything. Kudos Fender, kudos Tom on your nice guitar, and you should really subscribe and also do some gear shopping with my affiliate links, because that gives me some money. And also like the video and comment. That's the end now.